Believe we are live. Oh, we already have 1 thumbs up already. That's cool. 2 people tuned in. Let me know, guys, if you can hear me and see me okay. I'm here up on a hike up at the Chief. It's a very large, beautiful mountain here in beautiful Squamish, British Columbia. Just waiting for a few comments to come in. Make sure you guys are getting this okay and you can hear me before we get into today's topic. Share this link, please. Let people know we are live right now. Going to be taking your questions for the next 20 minutes or so. I'm not going to go too long today because we are on using my data. And if you're not from Canada, I can tell you it's pretty darn expensive out here. It's crazy. Hi, Eastern Time, Ontario. Hi, Ty. Hi, Yucky from Alberta. Hi, Dwayne. First question is in. Did he win? Before we jump into this, let me let you know I am here with my fiance and my 2 awesome little dogs. We're out on our hike. And guys, please let me know if the audio gets bad because it's kind of windy out here at times. So, did the father win? Yes and no, and the reason why I say that is because the judges yesterday left us with the notion that the appeal is being rejected essentially, and that hormone treatments for the young girl are going to continue. However, they did also say they're going to explain their reasoning for this, and as the lawyers to the father explained, this is something he may eventually still rule on and overturn on the lower courts that decided that it was medically sound because of the daughter's consent in order to get the treatment. So it isn't exactly over yet. Let's just say that. If you're just tuning in, you're not familiar with the story that we're talking about. This, of course, is the case of a father here in British Columbia. The reason why I can't say his name yet anyways is because he's under well, I'm under a publication ban and he is under a gag order. Yeah, he's being gagged right now, meaning a number of things. In fact, I thought the gag order just meant he can't talk about certain things, but it's way beyond that. As I sat in on the proceedings, I learned that he is in possession of a certain video that speaks to the nature of there only being 2 genders. And mind you, he's not forcing his daughter to sit down and watch this video or anything like that, but merely being in possession of this video in the presence of his daughter, the lawyers argued, was a violation of the gag order. And then the father's lawyer chimed in and says, well, he's also he also is in possession of a Bible, which asserts the same things. You know, that there are only 2 genders. So, you know, is he in violation of the gag order for simply being in possession of a Bible? And that lawyer made a good point because, yeah, technically, according to the courts, he's in violation of the gag order for having a Bible around his daughter because it asserts that there are only 2 genders, essentially. So that was pretty wild to see. And I gotta say, it was difficult to watch how the proceedings went down, in the sense that, you know, they would use the male pronouns for this father who's, you know, fighting for his daughter to just have more time to mature into adulthood, to make, you know, life-altering, irreversible decisions. That's all he's seeking here is more time, you know. Yeah, that's all he wants here, and that's an important part too. Is he's certainly not anti-trans. I mean, he's
being a parent.
He's being a parent. He actually bought his daughter a trans flag.
Trying to support.
You know, in support. He's like, here, put this up on your wall. You know.
I get what you're all about. That's what he was reaching his hand out to say. I'm trying to understand you.
But the problem is, the schools and the doctors are already convincing this young girl that this is something she needs to do. Yeah.
Because doctors take a Hippocratic oath, which means to do no harm. Whatever they do no harm. I don't know how in Canada we're deeming, or anywhere in the world that's doing these surgeries, how they're deeming that, especially when it's a child, that this makes sense and that's not doing harm. It is doing harm, and most trans people change their mind about this.
Well, let's be clear.
Later in life.
Yeah, so she didn't get any surgery. It is hormone
but
treatment.
You can't reverse the hormone treatment, though.
Exactly. Some of what she's done is already irreversible.
Yeah.
Now, some of the lawyers are trying to make the claim, and this is true, that by going off the testosterone, it could potentially be harmful to her, because she's been on it for more than a year. I don't want to, misspeak. It may have been a couple of years. As far as all I know is that she started feeling gender dysphoria, as they now call it, when she was 11 years old, and she said in the courts, I believe I can speak about this, that she first started having these ideas when she saw a video when she was in grade 6 in school that showed a trans woman, and she said, I guess a trans boy, gets so confusing, and she said, female to male, and she said, when I saw that video in grade 6, I thought to myself, I want to cut my hair like that person did and be short and be like a boy. Guys, it's coming from the schools. And then the school counselors, suggested rather than therapy, it was just straight to the doctor, who's automatically, suggesting, yes, go through with the transitioning, get the hormones, get the testosterone, let's do this, go, go, go.
And that's really scary that Canada school systems are allowing for this, are coaching this along. But there's something you can do, homeschool your kids.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this way. For me, non-compliance is really the answer, is to not put your children in the control of the state in the first place.
Exactly.
So really, that's what we've come to.
Guys, relax.
Calm down, boys. We got a lot of other dogs around here playing.
Okay.
Hello.
Everybody say hello and be friendly. Good job, guys.
A nice meeting.
Good job.
All right, good boys. Yeah.
Hi.
Hello. All right, come on, fellas.
Yep. Good job, guys.
So we got our little guys here with us. Kaiser Sose and 420 Tony. He's named 420 Tony because he was born on April 20th.
Yay!
And Kaiser Sose was a film character that was really cool before the actor went and...
Until we knew the truth about
Until we
that
found out
said
the truth
actor.
about that said actor. But anyways, Kaiser Sose is still pretty cool.
It's a cool name.
Yeah. So, again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking today about the case. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. It's getting a little windier up here as we get into the nicer views. Let me show you what we're looking at.
Who in the chat homeschools their kids? Who's got kids? You got them in school?
Anyone out there homeschooling their children these days?
It's very recommended.
Okay, let me take a moment to
Oh, it looks beautiful today.
look at the chat, see if I have any questions, but take a look at this, guys. We often hike up to this spot, this little corner here. Basically, we chill right here a lot of times. And we got this beautiful view here. And then we got this, the magnificent, the Chief, it's called. And there's tons of rock climbers all over this rock. If I zoom in, I mean, there's lots of people. They just look like little tiny specks though. It's so high up there. It's pretty cool. But all right, let me see if I can scroll back here. I am on my cell phone, so bear with me. Are on the island or in Vancouver? Actually, I'm in Squamish. I'm here in Squamish. Mountains, hell yeah. Stupid mountainless Ontario. I agree. I left Ontario, and don't really have any, you know, I haven't looked back really. Rob says he can hear both of us just fine. Very good. All right, we got somebody here who was homeschooled.
Oh, nice.
Bronx Bombers, 1302. Awesome. All right, guys. So again, if you're just tuning in, be sure to share this. Let people know we are live. I haven't had a chance to share this on my Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. So please let everyone know. We're taking some questions today because the outcome, you know, it was brutal, you know, watching, like I was saying earlier, you know, how these lawyers were and judges referring to the man's daughter as a him and a he, and every now and then the lawyers representing the daughter would use the correct proper English and refer to the guy's daughter as a she. The judges would chime in and correct him, being like, oh, careful, now use the right pronoun. So they've already decided, you know, that the state has decided, no, this child magically transitioned from a female to a male, despite the fact that she still has XX chromosomes, she still has a vagina, she still menstruates, you know. It's pure insanity and lunacy that we're to this point that, I mean, like, honestly, we were talking about it in the court. If we walked out onto the street and talked about these things, 99.9% of the people would be like, what? Is this a joke? What are they talking about? Like, what happened? Is this real? I feel the same, you know. It's really crazy. And it's sad that I'm not allowed to get into the details and, you know, really let this father tell his story on this platform here on PFT. Eventually, hopefully this publication ban is lifted and we'll be able to get his story out there.
But I feel like it's on purpose. They don't want us to talk about this. They don't want this getting out in the news because they want to set this case as a precedence for Canada. And this is how they do these things. They slip them up under the carpet on you, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, how did we get here? Right?
Well, they come in incremental moves, really. I mean, look at what they did in Ontario with the child sex ed curriculum.
Right.
That Rob Ford, you know, tried to turn around and get it back to the way it was, you know, pre-1980 sex curriculum, before all this, you know, before children had to be concerned with this stuff. Let's not forget, we're talking about children. Okay, she was 11 years old when she started talking to her school counselors and doctors about this concept of transitioning. I mean, look, there's a cultural phenomenon happening here. You know, look, 30 years ago, there might have been 5 out of a million kids who are going through what we now call gender dysphoria. Today, it's like thousands and thousands out of a million. That's not by chance. There's something happening here.
And it's normal. It's awkwardness in maturity. Like, we all, like, I think everyone went through a weird spot when they were a kid. Not sure how you felt about what you were. And it was awkward and strange, but we all grow out of it. And to encourage children, oh, you feel awkward, so change your sex right now? No, that's insane.
I've been contacted by so many people, women, who say they've gone through tomboy phases, and they are so glad that people back then didn't encourage them, you know, to go and, you know, boost themselves up with testosterone and make life-altering, you know, permanent, irreversible medical decisions. Again, these testosterone treatments that they're giving this child have not been tested.
And
I don't know if you know that.
Adolescents are very emotional people who are very confused on a whole. This is not a time to make permanent decisions. Like, this is why you're not allowed to pierce your ears under the age of 16, because it's permanent. You can't even dye your hair without your mother's permission past under 16.
You can't get a tattoo, you know. Imagine this kid wanted to tattoo their face, and the father was like, this is an irreversible thing. I mean, you can't really, you know, you're going to deal with this later in life. I think you should maybe wait till you're 18 if you want to make a decision like that. That's all this father is doing. Yep. It's saying, please just wait until you're a little bit more mature before you make these, like, life-altering changes to your body.
And how scary that a father's being ordered to be silent about this. He can't talk to anyone. Little scary Canadians. Like, I'm terrified as a Canadian.
He has to be careful around the English language so as to not mispronoun his own daughter.
Oh, family violence.
I mean, the poor guy, he has been charged with something called family violence because he is trying to suggest that these doctors are kind of jumping the gun here on this treatment. Family violence he's been charged with. And furthermore, they've told him if he continues and he ever speaks to anyone, third party, press, anyone around his daughter, not around his daughter, at any time, if he refers to her in any female pronoun, if he says her name that he gave her at birth, he can no longer call her the name he gave her at birth, which she says she is dead to.
Yeah, they call it her death name.
They called it her death name. They referred to that in the courts. They were like, he is not to refer to her death name. They're being born again into the trans life. It's unreal. So he's not allowed to refer to her death name, the name he gave her at birth. He's not allowed to call her a her or refer to her as she. And if he does, he'll be arrested. I get people contacting me saying, why are you covering this, Dan? What's your problem with trans people? It's like, guys, I don't have a problem with trans people. Look, I've said all along, my issue is with a system that is allowing trans people to abuse the rights of others. You know, look at this Jessica Yaniv character who is totally abusing the system to use the system to abuse others. Like me, you know, being assaulted and my Twitter being suspended, and I had a viral tweet of this guy being deleted on behalf of Twitter because he asked for it. It's just unreal that we've gotten to this point. Who can challenge the official narrative? It's only, what does it say, a judicial thing? Well, the People's Party of Canada are suggesting that a parental bill of rights is necessary and that legislation is the only way forward. And, you know, there's room for that, certainly. But I often feel, you know, looking to the system to solve the problems that are inherently in the system is sometimes kind of a circular, it is not really going to get you too far. I really do think the real answer here is non-compliance, is to just not get your kids involved in the system in the first place, where the schools can be indoctrinating them with this nonsense in the first place, you know. Homeschool your kids, you know. And yeah, step outside of the system in that way. Then maybe you can avoid this before it starts to happen. Now, it should be noted that there is a mother involved in this scenario, okay? She is in favor of this. So it's not like this is the state just, you know, taking the side of a now 14-year-old girl against the wishes of her parents. One of the parents is in favor of this. So there is a dispute. They're separated. You know, the father has questions and concerns, obviously. So does the medical and scientific community. I mean, this is, you know, he has founded concerns, obviously. But the mother is just wanting to go for it all out. So, you know, we can't forget that. I've covered this now. This is probably my 7th or 8th video on it, and we've mentioned this a number of times, but we got to continue to reiterate this as we're constantly bringing new information to the table. April asked, where am I? I am in beautiful Squamish, British Columbia. In front of me here is the Chief, a mountain called the Chief, and we live not too far from the Chief. So I am on a hike here with my lovely fiance. We are, by the way, getting married in 3 weeks from now. That's coming up real soon. Gonna be married in 3 weeks from now. Yes, it is gorgeous, beautiful British Columbia. Love being here. As you know, I'm from Toronto, lived in downtown Toronto for over a decade, and then came to this. And like I said earlier, I'm not looking back. Mother needs mental help, using her kid to pay back the father. Yeah, I can't even say some of the, well, we just won't get into it. I do have to be careful. There's a publication ban, there's a gag order. Hopefully this won't be an issue for much longer, and we can really take this story, that, you know, public the way it needs to go. Thank you for the congratulations. We've been going 20 minutes, guys. I'm not going to go too much longer just because I am out here using my data. If you're not from Canada, I can tell you it's crazy expensive to be on our internet. We got like Rogers and Bell. I think, you know, there might be a couple of others, but they're
owned by Rogers.
It's all a big monopoly out here, tech industry monopoly, and
two companies.
Couple of companies, and yeah, so I'm paying for this right now. So on that note, please support, you know, Press for Truth. The best way obviously to support is to share the videos, you know, leave a comment, help with the YouTube's algorithms, just share, let people know, you know, when we're live, click the thumbs up button, things of that nature. But we also need your financial help. I mean, if you're not aware, I've been completely 100% demonetized on YouTube. I used to see super chats popping up right now. So if you would normally be sending me a super chat, or would like to send me a super chat, you know, a couple bucks, $5, $10 here and there, you can still do that by donating at pressfortruth.ca/donate. You can sign up as a patron, patreon.com/pressfortruth. I have a subscribestar.com/pressfortruth. I have a Patreon alternative that you can use where you sign up for a monthly contribution at pressfortruth.ca/donate. All of these options are great ways to support independent media, and as I said, we do need your help in that way, so please check the links in the description. And I'm going to continue to cover this story because it's not over, you know. This is certainly not over. The judges did say they're going to explain the ruling in, well, they didn't say how long, but I think it'll just be a couple of days. So we'll see what they say. Anthony LDS, thank you so much. Thanks for being a subscriber, loyal viewer. And to everyone else, I think we'll call it for now. Just under a half an hour. It's gonna cost me stupid data. I need, like in the States, you guys have like, you know, data-less packages and stuff. They're starting to offer that here apparently. I'm gonna look into it. But I think you can only use up to 10 gigs, and then after that you get really slow connection or something. So it's not truly unlimited. Anyways, I digress. Once again, I'm out for a walk with my beautiful fiance and my 2 dogs. All right, before I go, gotta show you the dogs one last time. I'm like a cheesy parent who wants to show the audience my dogs. So Tony, how you doing, bud? And that's Kaiser. There's Kaiser. This is little Tony, and this is Kaiser. You can't see him because he's in the shade. Here, you see him there. There's Kaiser. Hey, bud. Aw, buddies. All right, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Share the video. Click the thumbs up button, and subscribe if you haven't already. Because, as I said, I'm going to continue to cover this story and many others. So yeah, that's all for now. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Peace.